Hey guys, YouTube Bird here. Alright, now here I am with another ECW pay-per-view review. And now next up, this is going to be a review for ECW Heatwave 1998. So yeah, so if you've seen my reviews for the ECW pay-per-view so far, yeah, I've been saying like how just yeah, they really are just like turning out to really be mediocre at best. Like aside from the first one, Barely Legal, which was a pretty great show. Yeah, the rest have really just turned out to really be mediocre at best. Yeah, they really really were not turning out all that good. Yeah, but yeah, with the last one that I reviewed, it was WrestlePalooza. Yeah, with WrestlePalooza, yeah, I was saying like how that was like kind of like being like that actually turned out to be a pretty decent show, and it seemed that that was ECW was like really seeming to start to improve with their pay-per-views now, and I was like asking like if this was like really going to be a sign, and now they were really going to like just start going up. Yeah, and then yeah, now like I'm now at this show. Yeah, coming off the heels of WrestlePalooza, I now like watching this show, and all I have to say is, wow. Like seriously, just wow. Yeah, like I really was thinking like ECW really was like gonna like go up following WrestlePalooza, but not to this extent. Like, just whoa, this really was just like an absolutely phenomenal show. Like, this really was just like absolutely awesome. Yeah, I mean, this is really like a not only like quite possibly ECW's best pay per view of all time, but yeah, it really is like one of the best wrestling pay per views of all time. Like, seriously, this show was just like absolutely phenomenal. Like, yeah, ECW really did just like go all out for this show, and yeah, they really did deliver. So yeah, this really like was even better than Barely Legal 1997. So yeah, this really was just a really great pay-per-view. And I can't really call this like the best ECW pay-per-view just yet, because yeah, I really have to like finish watching like the rest of the ECW pay-per-views. But all I gotta say is like it is gonna be like a pretty hard to really top this. So yeah, this probably will turn out to be the best ECW pay-per-view, and that is really what I am expecting. Yeah, just like whoa, this really was like just a fantastic show. Yeah, there really was like nothing bad or boring on the show at all. Like yeah, like all the matches really were great, and plus yeah, the matches were entertaining. Yeah, and plus yeah, just like everything leading pretty much like the first pretty much the first two thirds of the show really are really awesome. Like this pay per view only had like 6 matches on it, but yeah, the first 4 matches really were just like absolutely like really enjoyable, and they really were just like really awesome matches. Yeah, and even like with the last 2 matches on the show, it it does like kind of like dip in quality. Like the last 2 matches really were not as good, but yeah, they were not bad matches at all. Like they still were like really entertaining matches. So yeah, so really just yeah, there really was nothing bad on the show at all. And plus, yeah, what was like great was like really great. Like yeah, you really did just have like a really like just so much like awesome stuff that happened on the show. So what can I really say? Just this really was like such a fantastic show. And yeah, if you haven't seen an ECW pay-per-view before, I definitely do recommend checking this one out. Yeah, I think of all the ones that of all the ECW pay-per-views, if you really did have to choose to watch one, I would definitely say go for this one. Like, yeah, this really was just a really fantastic show, and yeah, like I said, it really is like one of the best wrestling pay-per-views of all time. Yeah, which really does like say a lot, really, given like how all the wrestling pay-per-views that have happened over the years. Yeah, this is really up with like shows like a Backlash 2000, SummerSlam 2002, WrestleMania 19, and even probably like even up with WrestleMania 17. Like, yeah, it really is like on that level. So yeah, just so that should really tell you something right there. Yeah, so I just really don't know what else I can really say, but yeah, it really was just like such a phenomenal show and definitely worth a watch. So yeah, so I guess I'll just start talking about the show. All right. So the first match of the night was Just Incredible versus Jerry Lynn, and whoa, this really was like such an awesome match. Like, enjoyed this like just so much. Like, yeah, this really was just like a really great back and forth match. Some nice counters in this match. Yeah, yeah, and there was like some really awesome spots in this match. Like there was one point where like Just Incredible like attempted to hit like That's Incredible early on in Jerry Lynn, but Jerry Lynn countered it into a Hurricane Rana and actually was able to throw Just Incredible out of the ring. Yeah, and then he just like dove for a diving splash outside of the ring. Yeah. Yeah, and at one point, like Just Incredible hit a power bomb on Jerry Lynn, but Jerry Lynn survived it. Yeah, then at one point, then like as a Just Incredible tossed Jerry Lynn out of the ring, like you had like of course Jason and Nicole Bass at ringside with Just Incredible as well as Chastity as well. Yeah. Yeah, and Jason and Nicole Bass like attacked Jerry Lynn. Then Jerry Lynn then eventually then like hit a double underhook power bomb and onto Jerry Lynn and a Hurricane Rana from the top turnbuckle, which was a pretty cool spot. Then at one point then Jerry Lynn then hit like a tornado DDT to Just Incredible on a steel chair here, and it looked like that might have been it. But then Chastity like put Just Incredible's foot on the rope to save him. Then there was like this awesome spot where Jerry Lynn actually hit a Hurricane Rana on Just Incredible from like the top turnbuckle to the outside of the ring and right through a table. Oh yeah, yeah. Then when they were both inside the ring, then Jason, Nicole Bass, and Chastity all like tried to get involved and attack Jerry Lynn, but Jerry Lynn took them all out. Then after Jerry Lynn like hit a pile driver on Chastity. He then Just Incredible then like hit a low blow on Jerry Lynn and then hit That's Incredible from the turnbuckle down to the canvas. This and pinned him. So that was a pretty cool ending, seeing like the finisher done from the top turnbuckle down to the canvas. Yeah, and Jerry Lynn got the win. So that was really just like an awesome match and so many awesome moments in this match. So definitely a great opener. I give that 4.25. Yeah. And then the next match then was Lance Storm versus Chris Candido. Yeah. And this was another really good to great match. Yeah, it really was like some really awesome back and forth action between the two of them. Yeah. I did like early on in the match how like Chris Candido like was trying went for like a leapfrog or something onto to Lance Storm, but then Lance Storm then just delivered a spinning heel kick to Chris Candido, which was a pretty cool spot. Yeah. Then yeah, then then like Chris Candido then at one point like applied like a surfboard move on Lance Storm, but yeah, Lance Storm like a drop kick out of it. Then we also like had Sunny like at ringside with a Chris Candido, and like she was like trying to like help a Chris Candido. Like at one point she like tripped Lance Storm. Yeah, there was this one point where like a Lance Storm actually like a suplexed Chris Candido like from inside of the ring down to the floor. Or and every time I see like something like this, like a spot where like in ECW where a guy hits the floor, I always get like concerned that they may break something because it's like like bare like exposed concrete. Like it's not like in the WWF and WCW where they have mats around the ringside area. Yeah, it's actually exposed concrete and they fall down to it. Yeah, I always like get like concerned that like they may break something. And that really did like show in the next match. But yeah, I'll talk about that when I get to it. Yeah. Then at one point then like a Lance Storm tried to hit a super kick on Chris Candido, but Chris Candido countered it with a neck breaker. Yeah. Then there was like a big superplex and a flying spinning heel kick to Chris Candido. Then at one point like Lance Storm like dived through the ring and tried to go after Chris Candido, but Chris Candido hit like a power slam on him. Yeah, yeah. Then there was this one point where Chris Candido like was attempting to like throw some powder applied to him by Sonny at Lane Storm, but Lane Storm was able to like uh get Chris Candido to like just like uh get it tossed into his own eyes. Yeah, then as a Lane Storm was like on the was gonna go for like a moonsault or something. Like Sonny then like caused Lane Storm to like fall or lose his balance and like fall off the top of the turnbuckle. And once again a pretty cool ending where Chris Candido like hit a blonde bombshell to Lance Storm from the top turnbuckle down to the canvas, and yeah, he did go pretty far. He almost like went like directly across the ring, like all the way across the ring, and from like one corner to the other, like it was like this. It's like from the diagonal corner like this. Yeah, almost like reached like the entire other like the other end of the ring, like that corner. So yeah, so pretty cool spot right there. Yeah, and then that allowed Chris Candido to pin Lane Storm and get the win. So once again, a really another pretty awesome match right here with some awesome spots, especially that ending. So once again, that was another like a really good to great match right there. I would probably give that like a 3 3/4. Yeah. And then next up, then we had Mike Awesome versus Masato Tanaka, and oh my gosh, this was such a great match right here. Yeah, this was even better than the opener. Like seriously, like this was just like such a great back and forth match, and these guys just looked so awesome with each other here. Here, yeah, like it did go like back and forth like early on, like yeah, there were like a lot of usage of like chairs in the match. Yeah, there was this one point where like Mike Awesome hit a belly to belly suplex to Tanaka to the outside of the ring, and then Mike Awesome actually did like dive like from the ring all down down to the floor onto Masato Tanaka, and it looked like he may have like hit his head on the concrete when he landed. So yeah, this is what I was talking about with like the concerns with like them actually hitting the concrete floor. Yeah, then at one point Mike Awesome delivered an awesome bomb to Masato Tanaka as well as an awesome splash. But yeah, surprisingly Masato Tanaka survived it. Yeah, then like I said, there was a lot of usage of chairs in this match, and yeah, there was like this cool spot where like they were like on the outside of the ring. Mike Awesome was like up against the ropes, and Masato Tanaka took the chair and like went all the way up the ramp way, and then just charged back at Mike Awesome and driving his head into the chair. Yeah, then there was also like this one point where like a Masato Tanaka delivered like a power bomb to Mike Awesome from like the inside of the ring like through a table to the outside of the ring, all the way down the floor. And once again, Mike Awesome like just went through the table and seemed to hit his head onto the concrete. Like I thought that Mike Awesome may have broken his neck when that happened. Yeah, and yeah, and yeah, and then yeah, then eventually then like Satanaka delivered like a roaring elbow to Mike Awesome, and then yeah, and once again a pretty cool ending where like they were like on the I forgot if they were like on the turnbuckle or not, but Mike Awesome Masato Tanaka delivered like this huge tornado DDT to Mike Awesome onto like two steel chairs and then pinned him, and yeah, Masato Tanaka won the match. This really was just like such an awesome match with a bunch of cool moments once again. I know I really didn't like go into this match in like full detail, but yeah, trust me, this really was like a really great match right here. And if you haven't seen this match before, you should definitely check it out. So yeah, this was really just like such a great match right here. And yeah, I think this was probably the best match of the night. So I would give that 4.5 stars. Yeah. And then next up, then we had the ECW Tag Team Championship on the line. It was Rob Van Dam and Sabu defending against what are their names? Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki. yeah, they were like two Japanese guys from Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling. So yeah, so kind of similar to like what happened at Barely Legal in the six person tag match. Yeah, that's like was the case here with Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki. Yeah. And yeah, once again, this really was like a pretty great tag team match right here. I mean, yeah, like with it being like RVD and Sabu, like yeah, it does probably give you a clue like this was a pretty great match. But yeah, it really was like a great match. Like even in Shinzaki and Hayabusa were like really great in the match too. Like this really was just like an awesome back and forth tag team match. Like there was just a whole lot of acrobatic moves and double team moves and a lot of points in the match where you would think that it may have ended because just like the moves that were delivered here, like there were like a bunch of spots where like there were like double finishers performed on one guy and you know some weapon use like they went through tables and a whole bunch of stuff happened in the match. So yeah, so there were like a whole bunch of times in the match where you really would have think it would have ended. Yeah, but yeah, this really was just like a really awesome back and forth match here. Yeah, just both teams really did look really well good in the match. Like I said, just a whole bunch of like a double team moves throughout the match. And yeah, it all four guys really did look like really well. Like a lot of acrobatic moves, and yeah, a lot of high flying moves, some double team moves. So yeah, the match really did just like really have it all. And yeah, this really was like a pretty awesome match. And yeah, like I said, there were like a lot of points in the match where you really would have thought it would have ended. Like there was this one point where like Sabu like had I think it was um uh, uh Shinzaki in like a Boston Crab, and RVD actually delivered a 5-star frog splash to Shinzaki while Sabu had the Boston Crab on. Yeah, and there were like moments like that throughout the match where like you like there were like performed like double finishers on each other. So yeah, this really was just like a really like awesome tag team match here, and yeah, and a pretty cool ending once again where like the Shinzaki and Hayabusa were like both like lying on top of a table, and then like RBD like set like hit a 5-star frog splash, and Sabu hit a diving leg drop to um uh Hayabusa and Shinzaki, and then yeah, then Sabu then got the pin, and RVD and Sabu retained the tag team titles. So yeah, so just once again, a pretty awesome tag match right here, and some really cool moments throughout the match. So yeah, so ECW was really going all out for this show. Like they really did, like actually go. You make sure that there really were like some great moments throughout the matches. So so they really this really was just once again a really awesome match right here, and another match that really is a that you should watch if you haven't seen it before. So yeah, so great match right there. So I would give that a 4.25. Yeah. Then next up after this, then we had the FTW Championship on the line. Yeah, like Taz's personal F the World Championship. Yeah, that was on the line here with Taz defending against Bam Bigelow. And this match overall, it was good. Yeah, like I said, like with the last two matches, like the show does like kind of like a drop in quality, but it doesn't get bad. Like the last two matches were still like good matches, but yeah, it just wasn't as good as like everything before. Yeah, this overall was like a good match overall. Yeah, this was probably like the weakest match of the night, but it was still entertaining. Yeah, really did just like go back and forth. Overall, I think I did like the Living Dangerously match more than this one, but yeah, this was still overall a solid match. What I did like about this match is that there were a couple of spots in here that did like kind of play off a couple of spots in their match at Living Dangerously. Like there was like a point where they like were yeah, like there were some points where they were fighting in the crowd, and yeah, and yeah, like what happened in the Living Dangerously match. Like yeah, there were like Bam Bigelow like went for like a T-bone suplex on Taz while they were like fighting on the rampway, but then Taz encountered it and delivered a tornado DDT to Bam Bigelow that like just drove him right through the ramp. So yeah, so Well, similar to like what happened in the Living Dangerously match when they like fell through the canvas. Yeah, yeah, and it looked like a Bam Bam like did recover, but Taz didn't. But then yeah, then Taz then emerged from the aisleway, and then like I got in a Taz mission on Bam Bam Bigelow, and then Bam Bam Bigelow tapped. So yeah, so Taz retained the FTW Championship. So yeah, so overall it was a good match, but yeah, this was probably the weakest match of the night. Yeah, and like I said, I did like the Living Dangerously match better than this one, but yeah, this was still overall a solid match. So I guess I would give that probably 3 stars. And then we got the main event, which was labeled as a Dudleyville street fight. It was the Dudleys, which consisted of Bubba Ray Dudley, Devon Dudley, and Big Dick Dudley, versus Spike Dudley, Tommy Dreamer, and the Sandman. Yeah, and yeah, this really was really like just a brawl. Like it was really just a brawl between all 6 guys. Like they were just like beating the hell out of each other. A lot of weapon use in the match, and yeah, and it was an entertaining brawl. Like there was like a lot of weapons used in the match. There were like tables and ladders and trash cans and just a whole bunch of stuff used in the match. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, this was like an entertaining brawl. There wasn't really like anything like that memorable about it, but yeah, it was like an entertaining brawl. Like just yeah, you just like saw like everybody just fighting with everyone, and the bodies were like laying around the ring. There was like this one cool point in the match where like I think it was like Spike Dudley was like on top of a ladder or something, and while everybody was like outside of the ring fighting on the floor, Spike Dudley dove off the ladder onto everybody, which was like a cool spot. And yeah, everybody really was just like fighting with everyone. Yeah, then at one point, then Spike Dudley like went for a acid drop on Big Dick Dudley, but then yeah, Big Dick countered it and just tossed Spike through a table outside of the ring. Yeah, but then Sandman knocked out Big Dick with a kendo stick. Then as he was going for Bubba, like Bubba counter avoided it and nailed the Sandman with a chair. Then as Bubba then went for like a diving splash on Tommy Dreamer on a ladder, Tommy Dreamer moved out of the way, and then Tommy Dreamer then like hit a Dreamer DDT on Bubba Ray Dudley through a table and pinned him. So yeah, so Tommy Dreamer, Sandman, and Spike Dudley ended up winning the match. Yeah. Then afterwards, you had then you had a Jack Victory then coming out, then like a laying out Tommy Dreamer, and then yeah, then he was like a um Jack Victory was like just like helping the Dudleys trying to like lay out Tommy Dreamer, Sandman, and Spike Dudley. But then yeah, then New Jack didn't came out even the odds, and then yeah, then like yeah, they just New Jack, Tommy Dreamer, Sandman, and Spike then just like took out the Dudleys and Jack Victory. Yeah, and then yeah, then they just like celebrated in the ring together. So yeah, so overall, I do think that it was like an entertaining brawl. Just like not really anything that memorable about it, but still entertaining. So I guess I would give that probably like a 3.5 stars. So yeah, so overall with the show, I would probably give it a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, this really was just like such an awesome show. Like, yeah, just there was nothing bad on the show. Like the first 2 thirds were just like so awesome, and even like the last third was still overall it was still good. Just yeah, it did kind of like a dip a bit in quality, but yeah, it still was still good. Like it didn't turn bad. Yeah, just like with those like first 4 matches, you just had like a whole bunch. It was just like so many great moments in all the matches up to that point. So what else can I really say? Just a really great show overall. And yeah, like I said, it is among the best wrestling pay-per-views of all time. So yeah, if you really do have to watch an ECW pay-per-view at some point, I definitely do say give this one a watch. This was just like such a great show, and yeah, like I said, I can't really say that this is the best ECW pay-per-view yet because I still do have to watch like all the other ones. But yeah, it is gonna be like a pretty hard to really like get better than this. So yeah, so just like a really phenomenal pay-per-view. So yeah, so I guess that's the best way I can put it. All right, so yeah, so I guess that's all I can really say about this show. All right, so yeah, so this is my review of ECW Heatwave 1998. So I hope you guys did enjoy this review, yeah, and I hope to be back at some point later on tonight to review the next ECW pay per view. So stay tuned for that coming up, hopefully later on tonight. All right, but I hope you guys did enjoy this review. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.